Right now, a lot of people are scared, and I get it. The headlines are loud, uncertainty is real. And if you are someone who has been doing the work, the mindset work, the energy work, the manifestation work, the deep healing, it can feel deeply confronting when the external world seems to be pulling the rug out from under you, especially when you thought you've been doing all the right things. We're all human, and it is so easy to be swayed by the highly influential and forceful narratives that are constantly coming at us, especially when the whole world is seemingly affected. And if you are able to avoid the news, great. However, the ripple effect may still come through friends, family, and of course, with your everyday purchases. So you're still likely to be getting affected. If you are someone like me who is highly sensitive and mindful about protecting your energy, then I applaud you. Right now, it's important to be aware that you can be affected by the mass tension that is simmering through so many people. The fear and concern really is very palpable. And if you are finding it seeping through to your own psyche, then this episode is absolutely for you. Regardless of whether global tensions are at play or not, the deeper message of today's episode still stands, and I want to share that with you today. There will always be fears to face, risks to take, and challenges to lean into. So let's dive in so that you can become energetically recession proof and step forward every day in your own authentic, abundant state. With global economic concerns and cost of living pressures affecting everyone, what I want to share with you today may be one of the most liberating things you will hear all year. Becoming recession proof has nothing to do with the economy. And I'm going to say that again. Becoming truly recession proof, claiming financial stability and growth, of elevating your wealth, it starts and ends with you. Not the economy, not the interest rates, not the seasonality, not whoever is in power, just you. All of those external factors are most definitely very real influences. The key to note is that they are just external factors, and that to become energetically, truly, abundantly recession proof is actually an inside job. It has everything to do with your belief systems, with your internal wiring, your habits, your actions. When you are programmed to believe that wealth flows to you easily and your habits match this programming, then you truly become unshakable when markets inevitably turn, because they always go up and they always go down. You just need to look at history to see how many millionaires are always made during downturns. Those millionaires have inner built belief systems that support their wealth expansion, and they have investment habits, financial habits that support their wealth expansion. They don't completely break down every time the market dips. They have made it their responsibility to create a structure around them that brings money in, be it through a business or a career. And they then expand it through various investment strategies. This episode isn't about dismissing what is happening in the world. I say it because the moment you hand your financial reality over to external circumstances, you have given away your power. And that is the most powerful thing that you have. So let's talk about how to take it back. The first thing I want you to understand is this: everything you currently have and everything you don't have is a reflection of something. It is a reflection of your thoughts, your beliefs, the choices you have made, which are both conscious and unconscious, and the patterns you have been running, often for decades. Now, I know that can sound confronting. Nobody wakes up in the morning and decides to struggle financially. Not all of us were born into wealthy families either. However, we all have the opportunity to alter or create our own paths moving forward. You get to wake up and choose to spend your energy on things that won't move the needle. It is your choice to keep spending habits that don't align with where you are trying to go. You say you want one thing and then you operate as though you've already given up on it. It's no different than deciding to embark on a weight loss journey while still munching on chocolate or chippies and then wondering why the weight isn't dropping. Similarly, it's the new job that you're looking for or the house you're buying, and you keep getting caught up in the story of, will this be the one? Instead of trusting the process, deeply knowing that the right job is in fact there for you, that the right house is there for you, that it just takes time to find it. In these moments where you are wavering in this trust, your job becomes you taking the necessary steps to take the action and momentum to keep going until it manifests. And this is the piece that most manifestation advice completely skips over, because it's not just about your thoughts. It's not just about your mindset. Real lasting change in your financial reality requires you to go beneath the surface. You have to look at what's stored in the body, what's running in the subconscious, and what patterns have been quietly shaping every decision you make about money. Change them to new stories that suit the reality that you desire, and then take the necessary action steps to build the wealth, the business, the better body. That's crucial. You can't do one without the other. We are in a physical world. You've got to change the internal state and you have to change your actions in the physical reality. This step is what I call healing, and it's not optional. It is the foundation everything else is built on. So, where do you start? You start by getting crystal clear on what you actually want. And I mean crystal clear, not a fake wish, not an arbitrary number you throw out because it sounds good. I want you to get clear on the feeling of what you want for yourself. What does your life look like? What does it feel like to operate from a certain level of financial security and freedom? And most importantly, what is the essence and what is at the heart of your manifestation? This is the key. It's the feeling and marker of achievement. The reason I'm not asking you to fixate on a specific dollar amount is because I've seen people achieve exactly what they set out to and then be annoyed when they realized it isn't what they had thought it was. When you are so attached to one specific figure arriving in one specific way, it's easy to not recognize the abundance that is already around you and available to you. It's easy also to block other opportunities from coming in. When you connect to the essence of what you are calling in, you aren't attached to the $1 million or whatever other dollar amount you desire. You become connected to the energy of what you are calling in, what is underneath that dollar amount. Be that comfort, support, freedom, flexibility, security, And that can show up in numerous ways and values. When you get fixated on the item itself, you block the flow. However, the feeling and the essence of your desire, this sensation opens the channel and the flow to you. From there, you do the work on two levels simultaneously. And this is what most people don't realize. They think it has to be linear. Clear the blocks first, then take action. Reprogram first, then realign. But that's not how it works. These layers move together. The first layer is your patterns. Your subconscious beliefs around money, around worthiness, around what is possible for you. If you are not happy with where you are financially right now, I want you to get curious about that because your current reality is giving you enormous information. Your life patterns are always your greatest clues. Where have you stopped yourself? Where have you played small? Where have you self-sabotaged just as things were starting to move? These patterns have usually been running for quite some time, 20, 30, 40 years, it depends on your age. And just like a long-standing physical injury, they take a little time to work through. So give yourself the grace to do this properly. This is the rewiring, the reprogram of stories that have been running your financial life in the background. And it's time to make a change. The creation of new neural pathways with beliefs that will support you will literally pay you in dividends. The second layer is physical and practical. This is where you look honestly at where you are at right now, your spending, your habits, your commitments. And it's time to ask yourself a different question. It's not, can I afford this? But it is, does this support the life I am creating? That is a completely different question. That is a completely different frequency, and that changes everything for you. When you are operating from scarcity, every financial decision feels like survival. But when you are aligned with your vision and you trust yourself to be moving toward it, every decision becomes a conscious, empowered choice. So yes, maybe you cancel a subscription, but not because you can't afford it, but because it doesn't serve you on the path that you are on and where you are going. Maybe you invest in something new, a resource, a support, a skill, not from desperation, but from the clear-eyed recognition that this moves you forward. None of these choices are rooted in lack. They are rooted in alignment, in growth and expansion, and it's a critical difference. This in itself is a big creator of abundance. It changes how you feel about where you are going and what it is you are creating. This change is magnetic. It starts pulling your desires to you. Gone are the days of repelling, which is what we want. Now, here's where I want to get really honest with you, because this is the part that took me a really long time for me to land and digest for myself. The universe isn't going to do it for you. I know, that's confronting. And I'm saying it not to discourage you, and I say it not to discourage you. I say it because it's actually the most empowering truth in this whole conversation. The universe is not separate from you. It is not a vending machine you petition with vision boards and affirmation. It's you. It's your consciousness, your energy, your choices. These are magnetic forces. The universe responds to what you are actually being and doing and feeling, not just what you're hoping and wishing for. In fact, it doesn't respond to that at all. So when you start to redirect, when you get clear, when you do the healing, when you rewire the stories and take aligned action, you are not waiting for the universe to rescue you. You are becoming the version of yourself who creates the reality you want. You are moving from passenger to creator. And yes, fear will come up, doubt will come up. Old patterns will try to pull you back into what is familiar. External forces, global uncertainties, they're all going to rattle you. This is not a sign that something is wrong. This is a sign of your growth and where you still have a little healing left to do. So feel these feelings, acknowledge them, and keep going, keep expanding, keep growing, keep investing, keep building your pathway of income to you through a better job, through a higher promotion, through an increase in your business. All right. Here is what I want you to take away from this episode. Becoming recession proof is not just a financial status, it is an internal state of being. It is becoming and embodying the state of someone who knows themselves deeply enough to make aligned decisions regardless of what the external world is doing. It is you who puts yourself in the situation where you've done the work to clear the physical and energetic blocks. You've rewired your subconscious stories and you've expanded into a version of yourself who trusts, who genuinely trusts in your own capacity to create and be supported at all times. This is available for you all the time, right now, regardless of what any headline says. If you want to explore this work more deeply, reach out. The links to book, they're in your show notes. My one-to-one intuitively guided sessions, I've got limited places available. Your transformation, your expansion, it's waiting for you. And if this episode landed for you, please share it with someone you know who needs to hear it, because honestly, a lot of people really need this conversation right now. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.